Hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. This is the second webinar in a series focused on sharing the benefits of integrations. And I encourage you, though, if you're not directly involved with integrations at your organization, please share this recording with your colleagues who are. So I'm thrilled to give you an opportunity today to hear from Zeke Silva and Sean Kennealy. Zeke is Vice President of Insightly's Support and Services team, and Sean is a key resource on Zeke's team. Both of them work directly with Insightly customers to maximize the value of their tech stacks. So I'll have the two of you jump in and briefly introduce yourselves. Zeke, let's start with you.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody, and thank you so much for joining today. As Melinda stated, I'm Insightly's Vice President of Support and Services. I've been with Insightly just a little over 4.5 years now. Through the charter of my organization, I have direct responsibility of not only our technical support team, but also our professional services team. Additionally, we also have two of the world's largest GSI partners that we work with. We'll be talking about them in a little bit as well. Sean, over to you, bud.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. I'm Sean Kennealy. I'm the Senior Software and Solutions Engineer on the Professional Services team here at Insightly. So my role is to build custom automation and or integrations for clients in their Insightly account. More specifically, I do everything from writing code for older ways of integrating like Lambda functions, but I'm also fully immersed in our new no-code integration engine, AppConnect. And I work to get customers fully adopting this quick and easy way to integrate applications to help grow their businesses.
Great. Thank you so much, both of you. So let's kick this off. I'd be surprised if anyone listening to the call said that they weren't using a number of applications across their entire organization to deliver on their promises to customers. It's just how business is done today. And what I'm showing on this slide are some of the most popular and most highly requested applications to integrate with Insightly, what we're seeing with customers, at least what we've seen thus far since we've launched our no-code integration engine, AppConnect. So this session is just 30 minutes, so we're not going to talk about all of these today. We'll put our focus on 3 applications that Zeke and Sean are seeing lots of demand for right now. So we're going to do DocuSign, and really Sign applies to that as well, Sage, and Slack. So we're planning future webinars where we'll talk about other integrations. And I think the next one that we're talking about right now is going to be QuickBooks Online, Zoom, and WordPress. So you should see something coming out about that pretty soon. And additionally, when we send out our follow-up email after this webinar with the recording, you'll also get a link to recipes and instructions on our help center. So you can kind of see what these things look like as well and see different use cases in addition to what we're talking about today. Zeke, let's maybe start with you. When you think about what challenges are solved with integrations, how do you look at it?
You know, for me, really the bottom line is businesses need to move quicker than ever before. When you think about the digital age in which we move in, technology is right at your fingertips. If you think about the power that's in your pocket within your cell phone and the advancement of that technology, the result of that is the processes in which businesses operate need to be seamless. There can't be any type of friction. There can't be any type of gap. So users want and need that ability and that flexibility to move between processes, to move between applications, and have a best and world-class application in order to support that.
Absolutely. And Sean, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I mean, how do you look at the changing digital landscape from your role as a technologist?
Yeah, so what I'm seeing a lot of is that the lines are more and more blurred between using tech for personal use and using it for business use. So consumers have really come to expect consistently excellent experiences from their digital interactions, and employees are less willing to accept frustrating experiences with the applications that they use to do their jobs. It's no longer a nice to have anymore. Their software users are expecting that integrations will exist, and then manually copying data from one system to another is just, it's no longer an acceptable user experience.
Absolutely. And to that point, Zeke, let's actually bring this back to Insightly and integrations. I'd love to have you kind of level set on AppConnect. We've mentioned it briefly, but just refresh everybody's memory what we're talking about here.
Yeah, and I think before we even get to AppConnect, I think it's important to talk and just kind of level set that integrations aren't new. Like this is something that's been out there for ages. And before AppConnect, our team, Sean, would be in there building integrations, building connections using third-party tools like Zapier, or writing custom code using AWS Lambda. However, as we've kind of talked about, with the advent of technology and the need to move quicker, the future really is this idea of like no code. So consumers need that ability, and they want it now. They want their 2-day prime shipping, for example. So the good news is, as the digital landscape has evolved and as technology has evolved, Insili's been able to harness that. And about 9 months ago, that's when we kind of put our foot forward and said, we're going to make a change. And that's where AppConnect has come forward. And so now we have this ability to have easy drag and drop interface, and integrations are able to move simply, through a development process.
Okay, yes, Zeke, thanks so much for level setting on AppConnect and just ease of use, why it's so valuable for us. And so I'm actually going to take a minute to just do a quick demonstration so you can all see what this looks like. And so I'm in my Insightly demo account, and I'm going to go into the 9-dot menu, and you can see got all of my applications here, CRM, marketing, and then I'm going to look here at AppConnect. And so I'll click there, and I'm going to create a recipe. So I click create recipe, and we'll name it AppConnect. And I can drop it into a folder so it's easily accessible. And our starting point is going to be a trigger from an app. So let's start building. You can see how easy it is. We're just clicking. You'll see how easy it is to drag and drop in a minute. So we need a trigger. What is the starting point? And so our start is Insightly. The trigger is actually when that opportunity transitions to closed won. And so it's not a custom trigger, even though that's available and great. You can trigger things with custom buttons, workflow processes, or other actions. You can trigger when an existing entity is deleted or a new entity is created. This one is actually going to be an updated entity. We're updating the opportunity object. And so from there, I get into the specifics of the trigger. So like I said, the object name, this is going to be opportunity. And then we're going to set the trigger condition. And so now I need some trigger data for that. And so I go over here to the recipe data, and you can see just how easy it is to drag these data pills. So I'm looking for current state, actually. And I clicked on it and it dropped right over here. It's also super easy to kind of drag and drop. So, I don't know, I don't want 2 of these in here right now, so I'll delete, but just wanted to show you what both of those things look like. And if the condition, it equals, so if a field is equal to value, is the field equal to value, it has to be the same type. Okay, and the value is going to be 1. Okay, so now we've got all of that built out, and you can see that that has all now dropped in here. So you can see just how easy it is to look at it. You can see very simply if you need to edit, you're not looking at code, it's all very simple. And so now we are going to do what happens next. What's the action? And the action here obviously is we want to have an update go to Slack when that opportunity is won. So I click on select an app and an action, and now I'm looking for Slack. Here it is. And so what do I want it to do? I want to post a message, and you can see these recommended options: respond to button click. We're going to choose post, and then I'm going to use my Slack account. And then it allows you to select the channel that you want to be updated. And I had created a channel here called AppConnect Webinar. So it's going to go to AppConnect Webinar, and then we can really start typing in text and do kind of a combination of data pills and text. So we can just do something like, hooray. And then let's say we want to drop in opportunity name, for example. Opportunity name has just closed. Great job, team. And there we go. So just want to take a minute to show you all how simple this is, how easy the interface is to kind of go back and check, and just what an amazing functionality this is for you to move forward on. And so, speaking of just how easy it is, Sean, I'd actually like to transition to you and have you talk through kind of how this has improved your workflows.
The two main benefits moving from coding type integrator or moving to no code integrator like AppConnect is really comes down to the labor, the time it takes to build those integrations, and the cost. So for example, if I'm building an integration with DocuSign or something like that, that integration could take upwards of 50 hours to do with AWS Lambda. Whereas with AppConnect, I could build that maybe in 10 hours, 15 hours, maybe even less. So the benefits are really in the time that it takes to build these integrations and the cost.
Okay, great. Well, with that, let's dive right in. I'd like to have you start talking first of all about your experience with kind of the Sign and DocuSign applications. What does that look like?
Yeah, so I'm sure most everyone on this call knows that the sales process typically involves a lot of paperwork. Even before the contract process, you might need to complete an NDA or a security review or some other privacy documents. You can really accelerate these workflows by automating these document requests and keeping the process flowing smoothly. Companies are really looking for ways to use events in their CRM as triggers for automated workflows that make it easier and faster for their employees to complete what are very basic processes, yet still a very real challenge to their efficiency and even the accuracy if things aren't automated and aren't tracked in the CRM. So you can do things like create and send and track documents right from any object in Insightly. These integrations will streamline this document generation. It'll help customers keep a close eye on where the document stands in the sign-off process. It can notify the next person who needs to sign off, and ultimately just support the process of closing deals faster by automating those menial tasks. And then even when you close the deal, you can automate even more tasks within Insightly by converting an opportunity to a project and managing those right from within Insightly for convenience and for clarity.
Yeah, I mean, it really is about moving faster and kind of speeding up the sales cycle. So, thinking about recognizing revenue faster, for example, we know that many of our customers are using Sage in that regard, and that's helping them move faster, make faster business decisions, understand their business better. Talk through kind of the landscape with Sage and what you're seeing with customers with that application.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sage is as most of you know, is a best-in-class application that helps our customers focus on high-value business analysis, insights, and cash flow management. Those financial processes are a key piece of understanding what's driving their business and making them successful. Or conversely, elevating the drivers that are slowing business growth and helping them target necessary changes. Most customers want those financial elements integrated into their CRM to provide a fuller picture of the billing process, consolidating and understanding the business levers that drive revenue, and again, just speeding the sales process and eliminating manual work. Also, with integration or without integration, customers are finding it difficult to track orders. Orders might get lost between applications, and the last thing you want is discrepancies in payment records and deliveries. Syncing those customer order and payment information is just a huge benefit to the Sage Intact integration. You can also prevent duplicate orders, inadvertent deletions, and delays in processing. It also will link those orders permanently. So a change in one application, like updating a shipping address, shows up everywhere. You don't have to handle that manually and go into the other program and change it there or remember to do it. It just happens. Our customers have talked about how much time this saves them and how many headaches this reduces because they don't just have to think about it, or they don't have to hire people and essentially waste their resources on this low value manual work.
Okay, great. And let's maybe talk about Slack next and automatic notifications. love to hear your thoughts about what that has been like as you've
Yeah.
worked customers through these integrations.
Yeah, well, this is an incredibly simple yet brilliant and useful integration that really allows teams to simply and easily provide updates whenever there's a trigger that warrants an update. So, I mean, there's really a lot of great use cases. First, you can create a channel to update your teams when deals are won, or more specifically, when deals over a certain size are won. I mean, who doesn't love celebrating a win like that? Additionally, if you have Insightly service, you can have a channel to notify you if and when a client opens a ticket, so you can help them faster, increase that speed. Most of our customers use Slack to respond to inbound leads faster by routing those leads instantly with the relevant data to the right sales rep. They're also syncing contact information from forms on their site and enriching it with Clearbit data before even routing that data to the right sales rep, which improves the quality of the sales conversations. It's just really cool. It provides your sales team with the information they need to act right away, and enables them to reassign, qualify, or disqualify leads based on the relevant information displayed in Slack. This all but ensures that they focus their efforts on high quality leads and ignore those that aren't a good fit. It's a great way to let the organization know about key events or milestones in the sales cycle without making it someone's responsibility to have to update that channel manually. We use it all the time to build morale across the organization and create the visibility for those big wins and celebrate our success. And actually, before I finish, there's one more thing. While there are speaking about AppConnect, not about Slack anymore, while there are hundreds of existing connectors that we use to integrate applications today, if you're looking at those existing connectors on our site and you don't see one that you use today, that doesn't mean that it can't be done. If that program has an API or there's a way to extract data, an integration can be built and we can help. I really encourage everyone to take a look and reach out. If you don't see what you need, we would love to talk about it.
Great. That's all really good information. Zeke, I want to turn back to you and have you kind of quantify, if you can, what types of results are you seeing? What feedback you're getting from customers as you've been deploying these integrations? What are you seeing in the market?
Yeah, we've talked a lot about speed and moving with velocity right now. And it's really easy in concept to talk about that. But when you sit down and talk to a customer and they talk about how project completion is increased 40% over the last couple of months, I mean, that's a real data point. When, we talk to a customer, I know you just recently talked to a customer who I think we may be having on our next webinar, who's talking about how they're saving days a month. Like that's a real result in their ability to move quickly with less errors. Once companies get in there, the other really cool thing is, Sean will get in, he'll design and architect a solution and he does like a teach back with them, or one of our technical account managers will get in and do some training with them. And then they start to kind of have this aha moment of like, okay, there's so much more we can do outside of what we just did here. Companies will have multiple applications across the board within their tech stack. And then they start thinking about, oh, well, we can do it over here and we can do it over here and we can do it over here. And they don't necessarily need a developer to come in there to execute against these type of connections. So, I think really that's all a big fancy way of saying there's really no limit to what you can do. While we focused on these three today, as Sean talked about, there's hundreds of possibilities that are out there, and it's really going to be your responsibility as a leader within your organization to ask those big questions. And I'm reminded of something that recently happened where, our president and chief operating officer, Carl Lawton, got the leaders together and he sat us down as we started to do our planning. And he asked us a very simple question. He goes, what do you need? More importantly, what do your people need to do their best possible job this coming year? What's limiting them? And, we had a really broad conversation around technology and people and process and everything. But I challenge those on the webinar today, or those that are going to be listening to this in the recording, and kind of take a deep look at your own organization and ask yourself, what is stopping my team, or what is stopping my team or my people from executing it and doing the best possible work that they can? And if that answer comes back with integrations, if there's a fracture, if there's a gap that's not being completed and work is being done manually, and you want to increase that, there's an opportunity for us to have a discussion where AppConnect can solve that, because I can promise you there is a way for us to help solve that.
Fantastic. I love it. I want to make sure everybody has our contact information. And thank everyone for joining. If you'd like to continue the conversation with our team, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd love to chat. Thanks so much.